San Francisco is fighting and has succeeded in family leave. Now, the city of San Francisco pushed for 6 weeks of family leave, which would include not just women, but men as well, which is awesome. Now, the state of California currently provides 6 weeks of leave with 55% pay, meaning that if you're a company in the state of California, you have to provide at least 6 weeks of leave and give your employee 55% of the pay, much more than most Americans are guaranteed. Paid for by employee finance public disability insurance. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but San Francisco decided, hey, even though our state's doing great things when it comes to parental leave, why don't we go even further? Why don't we ensure that they will be covered with 100% of their pay? So that's essentially what they're doing. They are regulating the businesses within their city to pay for the remaining amount.
So let me explain 3 parts of this. So the remaining amount is 45%. If you're an employer with more than 20 employees, so if you're a really small business, you're just trying to get up off the ground, they're not going to put this on you, right? But if you've got more than 20 employees and somebody's been working with you for more than 180 days, so they're not a Johnny-come-lately, you didn't just hire them, they're part of your company, right? But whether they're female or male, there could be a dad as well, now you'll have to put up 45% of their salary for those 6 weeks that they have paid leave.
Yes,
okay?
This also covers parents who have adopted. So you don't have to be the biological parent. If you have a newborn or if you have a child that you need to take care of, you are guaranteed at least 6 weeks of paid leave in San Francisco. I love this for so many different reasons. Not only does it protect families and gives them the ability to take care of their children and kind of make sure everything is stable before they go back to work, it also includes men, right? Because I think for a lot of women, first of all, let's say the woman is the primary caregiver of the kid, right? When you're a new mom, it's incredibly stressful and you feel incredibly isolated, right? And so if you're taking your paid leave and your husband's got to work, well, then you're alone, you're taking care of the kid. What if you don't have any other family members to help you? Also, family dynamics are changing. There are a lot of guys that are now, playing a huge role in child rearing, which is a very strange phrase, but it is what it is, right? And I like that, A, that dynamic is changing, and B, that now we have certain cities that are protecting men as well.
We've done it. We've reached the limits of my libness, okay? And this is a great thing, okay? So let me explain. Now, you remember back in the day, or maybe you've never seen the show before, but when I was younger, I was a Republican, and I still have some of those conservative ideas. I just didn't realize the Republicans didn't have those. Like I think we should balance budgets. Crazy, right? But Republicans never balance budgets. So I can give you many examples of how, in some ways, I'm conservative or moderate, right? And in this case, but the country went so far insanely right-wing that I was considered a massive liberal by the establishment media. But in reality, I think if we are in any way near a balance, I'm a moderate, okay? So in this case, I think this is right on the edge. I think it's just right, okay? I'd probably tweak it a little bit.
In what way?
So I think 6 weeks is right. If you went past 6 weeks, I don't know, like the one you were about to tell us, I don't agree with.
Okay, so let me just tell you so you guys know. Twitter now has a new policy, and their policy is that their employees get 20 weeks of paid leave. And of course, this covers both men and women. Family leave, 20 weeks, Twitter.
So understand this. That's not the government doing anything. That's Twitter doing it on their own. It's capitalism, baby. They can do anything they like. They're doing that to recruit better employees. So have at it, Hoss. Me, I don't agree with it, okay? 20 weeks, I don't even know if you still work here, okay? So, okay, I'm a jerk, okay? That's 5 months, dude. I forgot who you are, okay? So I'm sorry, that's too lib for me. It's too lib for me, okay? I think 6 weeks is right. And the only way I would tweak the San Francisco law is I would say for companies that have more than 50 employees. And I know better than almost anyone in this regard because we built a small business. So under 20 employees, this would have killed us. Oh, Jesus Christ. I got to pay 45% of a guy's salary who's not even working for 6 weeks? Like, it's so hard to survive when you're under 20 employees. But now we're over 50 employees, and we can handle this, right? Between 20 and 50, it was still pretty hard, So as long as you're a real company, you're a decent-sized company, and you've kind of established yourself, I like this law. That's why I just move it to 50 people, and that's my only slight tweak on it.
All right, I'll move it to 50 people if we can increase the amount of time from 6 weeks to 8 weeks. So you get at least 2 months.
Okay, I know. 7 weeks. Let's make a deal.
make good deals, not bad deals. That's a bad deal. I want 8 weeks. But honestly, I just to keep it between us, like if I were ever to have a kid, after 6 weeks, I'd be dying to get back to work. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm sure I'm gonna love my baby and I'm gonna be like, oh, the baby, but it's gonna like drive me crazy. I'm gonna want to get back to work. So, but that's just me. I know other people are different. But,
no, I mean, after my son was born, I took a whole 2 days off. And after my daughter, a whole day and a half.
That's insane. That's insane. By the way, one other thing that I wanted to mention, because it's interesting, you have a lot of idealistic ideas of how companies should take care of their employees. So, for instance, California just increased its minimum wage to $15 an hour, right? Now, it'll be $15 an hour by 2022. It's going to happen in like a tiered system where every year it increases a little more. And then finally in 2022, it's at $15 an hour. I have a good friend who owns a small business in Los Angeles, and it's a restaurant. And I had a conversation with him, and his concerns were actually totally understandable. He pays his employees, I think, $10 an hour, and he's like, $15 an hour is going to destroy us. We had to increase the prices of our food, right? Which is fine. I'm willing to pay a little extra to make sure that the employees are making a living wage. But just hearing his perspective, and by the way, he's liberal. He's a very liberal guy. He cares about taking care of his employees, provides insurance for them and everything. But sometimes progressive ideas are a little idealistic, especially when it comes to small businesses. We have to really look out for them.
So that goes to the heart of what I was saying, which is that there is a limit, right? And the fact that we have actually, for the first time in forever, seen the limit is a good news. That means maybe we are beginning to get back into balance. And actually, Bernie Sanders makes a great point about this. In the Daily News article, so-called interview that they did on him, he said, hey, look, if I asked you 5 years ago, you think we could get $15 minimum wage, you'd have told me I was crazy. Daily News says, well, I don't know about that. Oh, get out of here. Of course you would have said he was crazy. Oh, crazy Democratic Socialist. Bernie Sanders thinks we can get $15 minimum wage. The minimum wage is $7.25 today, national average. Not the national average. That's by law, right? So, but progressives pushed for it. Now in places like California and New York, it's $15. It turns out you could do it. And so I wouldn't push for the minimum wage at this point to go any higher, okay? So the fact that in some places in the country we have gotten to the limit of my libness is a great thing. The fact that some companies voluntarily are going beyond my libness, I guess it's a good thing. Maybe we're getting back into balance.